Seems so. Just waiting to you to start.
You can start your class.
All right. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Chipo Longwe. And today we're going to do grade 3 numeracy. So we're doing grade 3 of numeracy. I hope everyone who's here today was here yesterday, but it's fine if you weren't here yesterday. We are going to do a revision, a small revision of yesterday's class. Right. So let's start. Today we're going to be doing addition to up to 400. So today we're only going to do addition. Yes, yesterday I did say that we're going to do addition and subtraction. But I saw that because we're going to be using a very new method, that we should focus on addition and getting the whole method properly and understanding the method. Then we can start actually doing subtraction, because subtraction has its own things. It has its own things that you need to focus on. So today we're going to be focusing on addition. Right. So what did we do yesterday? Yesterday we were doing place value. But first what we did, we learned how to decompose numbers. So that's how when you split numbers into its different values. So we learned how to start splitting numbers into the different values that it has. So then we were doing how to decompose numbers. Then also we learned that place value, we have hundreds when we, because now we end at the hundreds. Yes, there's thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, numbers go on. But we saw that it's best that we focus on hundreds, tens, and units. So we did place value. We were doing hundreds, tens, and units. And place value says that each digit, that means each number in the whole number, has a particular value. Can either be the hundreds, it can either be the hundreds, it can be the tens, or it can be the ones, or we can call them units. So each number has a particular value that it holds. That's what we said, what we meant when we said place value, when we're doing place value. I hope everyone is still with me. So addition. When we are looking at addition, it's very important that we know that addition is when you're taking two or more numbers and adding them together. So when you're putting two numbers together or things together, it's called addition. Like if I'm going to now ask myself a question, and the question is, I have a pen, I have another pen. Then now for me to know how many pens do I have? I say I have one pen plus another pen, which is 2 pens, right? So that's addition. Addition is now when you ask that question to say, I have one pen, I have another pen, and one pen and another pen gives me how many pens? 2 pens. So that is addition. Addition is that when you're adding one group or one number and another number together, and your final number or your sum is the answer. It's called, it's basically called addition. We're adding things together. When you say that my friend has 5 sweets, I have 5 sweets, and now we want to find out how many sweets do we both have, in case maybe we want to know that between us how many sweets they are. Then we're going to take his sweets and I'm going to take my sweets, and then we're going to add them together. So that is addition. Right. So I hope everyone has a pen and paper, because I would want you to write all these examples, even the ones that I'm going to do here. Today I got a bigger place to write so that everyone can see. So I just wish that we write down all the examples. Please make sure that you have a pen, you have a paper, and you write down all the examples. Please, 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 please make sure that you write down all the examples. that you are able to work them out on your own, because maths is about being very practical. You have to write down all the examples. You have to write down everything. You can't learn maths like how we do English. English is nice because all I need to do is talk and explain to you everything. But with maths, you need to write down each and everything that we're gonna be currently busy with. Right. So in addition, there are 3 steps that we're going to follow. The 3 steps are, first step is we break the numbers into place values. So we break the numbers into different place values, right? Three steps, because we normally work with 3 digits. So there are 3 steps. So step 1 is we break up the numbers into place values. So we break up the numbers into hundreds, then we break up the numbers into tens, then we break up the numbers into units. We break up the numbers, that's place value. We keep on breaking up the numbers. Then after we break up the numbers, that's where now we add the numbers according to their place. So we add the hundreds together, we add the tens together, and we add the units together. Then we check the answer. I hope everyone is with me. I hope everyone is with me. So there are 3 steps in addition. First, we break up the numbers according to their place value, because we're doing 3 digits now. So it's numbers that are in their hundreds or below. And we break up the numbers into their place values. Then we add the numbers according to the place value, all the hundreds together, all the tens together, all the units together, all the ones, and then we check our answer. Just a minute. Right. There's a question. There's going to be time for questions. There's a question. I will give opportunity for questions very soon. But let's just do examples quickly, and then I'll give opportunity for questions very soon. But I hope everyone can hear me and that everyone can see me. I just hope that everyone can hear me and everyone can see me. If that is happening, then I'm happy. Right. So we have 323. 323 plus 201. 323 plus 201. When we break them up into place values, it's 300 plus 20 plus 3. So it's 300 plus 20 plus 3. Then we add, then when we're adding it to 201 and we're breaking up 201 into place values, it's 200 plus 0 plus 1. It's 200 plus 0 plus 1. Now we go to the next step. Our next step says you need to add the hundreds together, add the tens together, add the ones together. So the first step, step number 1, we broke it up. We said it's 300 plus 20 plus 3. That gave us 323. Then we went to the next step, which was 200 plus 0 plus 1. Then we go down. Now we say, no, we're adding the hundreds together. Then we're adding the tens together. Then we're adding the units together. So now when we say the hundreds were the 300 and the 200. So we said it's 300 plus 200. Then we went to the next step. We're adding the tens together, which is 20 plus 0. Then we're adding the units together, which was 3 plus 1. I hope we're together. And then after that, we add those things alone according to place value. So it's 300 plus 200 gave us 500. Then 20, because there were no tens. Remember that there's no tens in 201. because we don't have a 10 in 201, it's 20 plus 0. So it's 20 plus 0 because there's no 10s in 201. Then you have 3 plus 1. Then you get the answers. So it will be 500 plus 20 plus 4. Then your final answer is 524. So let's start it again. We start first step. First step is we break it up into place values as the original number. It was 323 plus 201. So it's going to be 300 plus 20 plus 3. Then the one for 201, it's going to be 200 plus 0 plus 1. Then we go to the next step. The next step is, excuse me, the next step wants us to say now we need to add them according to their place values. So we say 300 plus 200, and then we go to the tens, which is 20 plus 0. Then we go to the ones, which is 3 plus 1. Then we go to the final step. It's going to be 500 plus 20 plus 4 gives us 524. Here's another example. So we have 124 plus 345. 124 plus 345. We break them up first. That's step one. Step one is that we break them up first. So we say 100 plus 20 plus 4. We're breaking it up first. That's step one. Then we go to the next step, the next number, which is 300 plus 40 plus 5. Then we add the hundreds together, we add the tens together, we add the units now together. So we say it's 100 plus 300. Those are only hundreds. So it's 100 plus 300. So 100 plus 300, and then we go to the tens, 20 plus 40. Then we go to the units, which is 4 plus 5. Then we add those things together. We add the hundreds together, the tens together, and the units together. So we say 100 plus 300, which is what? 400. Then we have 20 plus 40, which is what? 60. Then we have 4 plus 5, which is 9. All in all gives us what? 469. I'm going to, before I go into this example, are there any questions? Can I please have some questions? Let me go. Are there any questions? I see a hand from Stanley. Stanley. Hello, Stanley.
I'm not done.
You're not done.
Yes.
You have a question.
I don't understand the first one.
The first one.
Yes.
No, I'm going to give you, I will give you guys an opportunity to write it down. I just wanted to explain it, but I'll let you guys write it down because they're the actual ones that I want you to write down. You hear me? Do you understand? Is there another question? Is there another question?
As we start writing.
I'm going to let you guys start writing. I just wanted you guys to prepare pen and paper, and then I'm going to let you guys start writing very soon. I'll tell you when to start writing. Nah? I'll tell everyone when to start writing. I just wanted everyone to have a pen and paper so that after I start explaining this process, the ones that we're going to now, I'm going to say, please write it down. Then I give you about 20 seconds to write it down. Then we move on in that way. Is there any other one last question before we go to the next example? There's no question at all. Okay, awesome. The next question, we did this one, did this one. All right. So please, this one, also please write it down. Let me go back up here quickly. Right. So, right. 239 plus 30 plus 31. Please write this down. Guys, please do write this down. Now we've got 239 plus 31. You now break them up. In 31, we have no hundreds. So in the place of the hundreds, we put 0. In 31, we had no hundreds. So in place of the hundreds, what we did, we placed 0. And now we break it up. We have 200 plus 30 plus 9. So it's 200 plus 30 plus 9. Next number is 31. So it's since there are no hundreds, then we're going to say 0 plus 30 plus 1. Now we go to the next step. We're adding the hundreds together, we're adding the tens together, and we're adding the units together. So we're adding the hundreds together first, then the tens together, then the units together. Now, we start. There's no hundreds by the 31. So we're going to say 200 plus 0. And now after we say 200 plus 0, we go to the tens. And it's 30 plus 30. So it's 30 plus 30, which is the tens. Then we go to the units, which is 9 plus 1. Now we go again to the our next step, which is now we must add everything together. But here's something. 9 plus 1 is equal to 10. So since 9 plus 1 is equal to 10, that 10 now is going to be added to the other 10. So now there's no more any units because the 9 plus 1 is equal to 10, meaning now all our units are used up in this example, So the 9 plus 1 we see there is equal to 10. And that 10, that's why I highlighted it in red. The reason why I highlighted it in red was because I want you to see that that 10 comes from the 9 plus 1. So we're adding 10 plus 30 plus 30. So we have 200 plus 30 plus 30 plus 10. So then now we add the 30 plus 30 plus 10 gives us 70. And it's 200 plus 70 is 270. Can I have at least 2 questions now? Can I have 2 questions? Anyone with a question now? Just 2 questions in terms of this one. Anyone with a question? Anyone with a question? Sorry that I skipped too much, but please write down this example. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds. Is there anyone with a question? Anyone with a question? I see that on the chat, I see that there's a question from Jordan. There's a question from Jordan.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir.
By
The first one, by 239 plus 31. How do you do it, sir? I didn't understand it. 239 plus 31.
Okay, let me go back to it. What is happening? Sorry. So just from Jordan. Jordan is asking, how did we do 239 plus 31? Please write down this, please write this down, guys. Please write this down. Please write down the example. Please, while I explain, please write it down. So it's 239 plus 31. So Jordan, when we are doing this, we first start by breaking up everything. Remember, we have our hundreds, we have our tens, and we have our units. We have our hundreds, our tens, our units. And having our hundreds, our tens, and our units, we split up according to that. So we split everything up according to the hundreds, the tens, and the units. Then we go to the next thing, to the next number, and we do the same thing. So we first split up everything according to hundreds, tens, and units. Then after going to hundreds, tens, and units, that's when now we add things according to that. But let's start. 239 plus 31. It's 200 plus 30 plus 9. So it's 200 plus 30 plus 9. Then we go to the 31, which is it's 0 plus 30 plus 1. Remember, we don't have hundreds in 31. 31 is just a 10 and a 1. 31 is a 10 and a 1. It's tens and 1. So you don't have any hundreds there. That's why in the place of hundreds, we have 0. So that's why in 239, we have 200 plus 200 plus 30 plus 9. Then we go to the next one, which is 31, where we have 0 plus 30 plus 1. Then we go down to the next step, where we say now we're going to add all our hundreds together, all our tens together, and all our ones together. So first step, we broke up the number. I as 239 was split, and 31 was split. The next step is that in our adding, in the next step, we are going to put the hundreds of the whole sum together, the tens of the whole sum together, and the ones of the whole sum together. So that's the next step. So it's 200 plus 0. Why? Because 31 did not have 100. So it's 200 plus 0. Then we go to the next one, which is 30 plus 30, because the only tens in the whole sum was 30 plus 30. Then we go to the next one, which is 9 plus 1. So it's 9 plus 1. Then you add everything together. So we're now going to add the tens, the hundreds together, the tens together, and the units together. But what happened is that 9 plus 1 gives us a 10. Now, because 9 plus 1 is equal to 10, it has to be added to the tens, because 9 plus 1 equals to 10. So since 9 plus 1 is equal to 10, we're going to add that 9 plus, we're going to add the 10 to we're going to add that 10 to the other tens. So we're going to say 200 now plus 30 plus 30 plus 10 equals to what? 70. And then we have we have 30 plus 30 plus 10 equals to 70. And then we're gonna add it to the 200 of the hundreds that's alone, which gives us 270. So first things first, again, let me start. We split out everything. So we first split out the numbers according to hundreds, tens, and units. Then we add them together by hundreds, tens, and units, and then we get our last answer. I hope everyone has written this down.
Teacher,
I hope everyone has written this down.
teacher,
Yes.
there's a hand raised from
Hello?
Camelo.
You have your hand raised. Oh. Let me look for her. Let me look for her. Hello. There's a hand raised. There's a hand raised. Can I have the question? Can I have the question? Can I have the question? I see there's a hand raised. Can I have the question? Or
I
gone
don't
quiet? You don't understand?
Yes.
You don't, okay, what don't you understand? Where did you get lost? What don't you understand? Do you understand how to split things into hundreds, tens, and units?
No.
You don't know how to do that.
No. And like the one that you said we must do it on our own. I'm stuck.
The one I said, no. I said write this down, this one down. The one that you're supposed to do on your own, I'm going to help you. This one, I
Okay.
just wanted you to write it down.
Okay.
All right, awesome. Let's move to the next sum. Right, so I would want you guys to try this on your own for at least 1 minute. Or let me say not 1 minute, for 5 minutes. Let's say for 5 minutes, you try these ones on your own. And then I'm going to also help you with the question. So please try these ones on your own now for 5 minutes. So right now the time that I have is 14:25. So I'll give you up to 2:30 to please try these ones on your own. Please just try these ones on your own. Even if you're able just to do the first one, it's fine. So please try this one on your own. And then we will, yes. So try these ones on your own at 2:30, then we're going to go through the answers. Please try this on your own, and yeah, check your answers. Please do check your answers, and then at 2:30, we're going to do it together at 2:30. So please try this on your own. I'll keep on stating it in case there are people who just entered. So we're doing addition up to 400, and right now we're doing questions. So please try this on your own, and at 2:30, we're going to do it together. At 2:30, we're going to do it together. We're going to do it also. We're going to do one on the one with the PowerPoint, and then because I see it's better that way and people are actually seeing. So we're going to have the answers up. So please just try this on your own. And then we're going to go into, we're going to go into the answers and then do other examples of addition. Even if we might not finish this today, as long as you understand the process, how to actually do the addition, it helps us with subtraction, because there's always time for revision. And I will send the slides, these slides again. I've been sending slides and also the readings also for literacy via email. So I thank all the mummies and daddies who have actually sent me emails and saying that they want the slides. That's actually very, very awesome. So all the mummies and daddies who asked for the slides, I did send the readings for today's. And then this slide, I'm going to send it also to the very same emails that I received yesterday and any other emails that come today. At the end of the lesson, that's when we're going to have I'm going to give my email address. So you can take down my email address and I'm going to send. And also at the end of the literacy lesson, that's at 3 o'clock, I'm going to again show my email address so that I can send everything, that you're also able to do it at your own time. Maybe I might be too fast or maybe I might be too slow. So you'll be able to do it at your own time. Plus there are a lot of resources that I put when I send these emails. So please, at 2:30 also, there are 2 minutes left. So we're going to go through the questions, and then at 2:30, I'm going to answer 3 questions at 2:30. So please do these questions. You have about a minute left now. 1 minute left. You have about a minute left. Then we're going to do the answers to the questions. You have 1 minute left. You have a minute left, 1 minute left. 1 minute left, then we do the answers. You can please write in the chat as well if you are finished or something. It would be really nice that you write in the chat as well if you are finished. Please don't write the answers in the chat. If you found the answer, please don't write it in the chat. Just tell me if you're done or if you're ready for us to do the questions. You can write that in the chat, but please don't write the answers in the chat. Please, everyone must do their own work. If you have the answer, you're going to see it when we're done. So at past, right? So it's past. I'm going to give.
Teacher, 15 minutes to end of class.
All right. Fine. Thank you very much. Yeah, I got very thirsty. Right. I'll give 1 minute. 1 minute for penalties. 1 minute for penalties. 1 minute for penalties. Then we're going to do it. All right. 1 minute left. For penalties. Right. Let's start. So here is the right. First answer to the first question. I had 300 plus 40 plus 3. I had 100 plus 50 plus 2, right? So I had 300 plus 40 plus 3. And then 100 plus 50 plus 2, right? I split everything out. I break everything up. Now everything must go, break every, and please, guys, please, check your answers. Please check your answers. Even if I made a mistake, I'll check while we're doing the question, but split everything up, break everything up. Now, I've got 300 plus 4 plus 3, and I've got 100 plus 50 plus 2. Can I just quickly check something? All right, it matches. Right. I break things up. 300 plus 40 plus 3, 100 plus 50 plus 2. Next step, I add my hundreds together, I add my tens together, and I add my units together. So I add my hundreds together, I add my tens together, and I add my units together. Now it's 300 plus 100. Why? Because I had 300 is 100, 100 is 100. So I add 300 plus 100. Now I add my tens together. It's 40 plus 50. It's 40 plus 50. Why? Because they are tens. They're part of the tens family. So I add my tens together. Then I have my units. It's 3 plus 2. So it's 3 plus 2. It's 3. I have a 3 here and I have a 2. So I add my units together. Then I have now my answers. It's 400. Why? Because 300 plus 100 is 400. So 300 plus 100 is 400. Then I add my tens together. It's 40 plus 50 gives me what? 90. 40 plus 50 gives me 90. Then I add my units together, which is 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2. Then we add them together now, which is 400 plus 90 plus 5. 400 plus 90 plus 5. At the end of the day, I have 495. 495. So I added my hundreds to, so I split everything up. After I split everything up, I add my hundreds together, I add my tens together, and I add my units together. Then I go, after splitting everything up, I add I add the hundreds, the tens, and the units of the whole sum. So every 100 comes together, every 10 comes together, every unit comes together. Then I go to the my last bit, which is 400 plus 90 plus 5, which is 495. Next question. I have 309. Sorry, 309 plus 161 plus 161. So I have 300 plus 0 plus 9. Why is it 0? I have no tens in 309. It's just 309. So I don't have any tens at all. So it's 300 plus 0 plus 9. Remember, we break things up first. Then we go to the next one, 161. So it's 161. So I have 100 plus 60 plus 1. So I break everything up again. First thing first, I break things. 300 plus 0 plus 9 plus the other sum, the other number, 100 plus 60 plus 1. Then we go to the next one. We add the hundreds together. We add the tens together. And now we have 9 plus 1. And as I said earlier on, 9 plus 1 gives us what? A 10. 9 plus 1 gives us a 10. So since 9 plus 1 gives us a 10, we're going to add it to the tens, meaning now we don't have any units anymore because 9 plus 1 is giving us a 10. So we say that 300 plus 100 is 400. 60 plus the 10 from the units gives us what? 70, which is 470. I saw that there's a hand raised. Can I have 2 questions? I see that I have 2 questions. I saw there's a hand raised. Or did I see wrong? I saw that there's a hand raised. Or let me go. I saw that there's a hand raised. Or there's no questions. There's nobody who has a question. There's no questions at all. It says Palisa. It seems Palisa has a question. Yes, Palisa.
I'm asking
Yes,
how
Palisa.
can I write that I'm done?
Oh, you're saying that you're done.
Yes.
It's not a question.
No.
All right, awesome. I see I have 2 other hands raised. I see other two hands raised. Can I have the question, please? Can I have the question? There's no question. Sure.
Close the thing, it's making a noise.
There's no question.
Yes, sir, there's no question.
Huh? I can't be a good teacher like this. All right, it's fine. There's no questions. Let's go to the next part. Since there's no question, since there's no questions, then I should have thought of, I was going to do subtraction today, but I was worried about maybe I'm just being a bit too fast. But if there's no question, it's fine. Let's try with 3 digits. Let's just try this one because I heard earlier on that we had 15 minutes. So it's expected that we must be finished by 15:15. I am going to push for 14:41. I'm just going to try and push for the last 4 minutes and then we close this and then I give you the work for the next class because I see also that there are no questions at all. And I think everyone is fine. So let's just try, let's just listen to this one. That is a bit it's bigger now. So we have 3 numbers. Now we're doing with 2. Now we have 3 numbers that are 3-digit numbers. We do the same process for everything. So we first split the numbers. So we split the numbers. We have 410 plus 292 plus 102. So we have 410 plus 292 plus 102. We split it. So we say 400 plus 10 plus 0, because there's no units. 200 plus 90 plus 2. And then we have 100 plus 0 plus 2. There's in 102, there's no tens. In 410, there's no units. But in 292, we have the hundreds there, we have the tens there, and we have the units there. Then we add everything together. We add the hundreds together, which is 400 plus 200 plus 100. Then we add the tens together, which is 10 plus 90 plus 0. So it's 10 plus 90 plus 0, right? 10 plus 90 plus 0. Then we add the units together, which is 0, because 410 didn't have a unit, plus 2 plus 2. So it's 0 plus 2 plus 2. We go to the next step now. After adding all of the hundreds together, I found that I had 700. When I added the tens together, I found that I have now a 100. That means there's no more tens, because I found that now I have 100. It has become 100. So the 90 plus 10 plus 0 gave me 100. So it's 700 plus 100, which is what? 800. Then there's the 4, which is just 2 plus 2. And then I add the 800 plus 4, which is 804. So first things first, we split out the numbers. After we split out the numbers, we go to the next step. We add the hundreds together, we add the tens together, we add the units together. Final step, we add everything together. Right, we add everything together. I'm going to take 2 questions, because then we have to be done. So I'm going to only take 2 questions. Please write this answer down. 2 questions. Anyone who has a question, please, you can raise your hand. Anyone with a question? There's no questions from anyone. I think there are no questions. There's no questions from anyone. Okay. Because our time is up. All right. So in our next lesson, we are going to do a subtraction up to 400 and shapes. So we're just going to do shapes. We're going to focus on we're going to focus on 2D. 2D meaning your triangles, your squares, and that. It's going to help us go into our following lesson. So our next lesson is our on subtraction. So please do me one favor. Please do me one favor. Please do me one favor. Oh, I see that they said I'm going too fast. I'm going to show that question up again, but our time is up. So please, computer. All right. Right. Let's do this. Let me just go to it now while my screen is being shared. And which one was it? It was the one with the red. Was the one with the red? please just take my email. I know I might be going too fast. All right. So please write this write this one down quickly because our time is up. So please write this one down quickly. Write the, let me move this. Yes. So please write this one down quickly. Please just take the next minute to write it down quickly because our time is up. Our time is up. So please write it down quickly. And then I'm going to show you my email, or you can just hang around for our literacy lesson. Then I show you my email again. So please write this down quickly as you can be, so that I can we can go to the next thing. So please write it down quickly. The sum. Please write down the sum quickly. Don't see me. Please write down the sum quickly. Please write down the sum quickly. I think everyone would be done by now. I think everyone is done by now. Let's do this. Right. Please take down my email address. And then here's my email address. Please let your mummies and daddies please take down my email address. And after taking down my email address, you can send me an email and then I'll send you the slides and everything. So I hope everyone has understood. I hope everyone is fine. Just prepare yourselves for the literacy lesson, and then we'll go into the literacy lesson at 3 o'clock. So please, guys, I'll just take this one question from Stanley, and then please take my email. I will send you the presentation, and that's it. So I'll just take this last question from Stanley, and then it's bye-bye. Stanley?
Hello,
Yes?
I can't see.
You can't see. Stanley,
Yes,
can you do me a favor?
yes,
Write down my email address, and then I'm going to send you the presentation.
uh-huh.
Yeah, so can you write down my email address there, and then just ask anyone to send me an email, and then I'll send you the presentation.
Okay,
Is that fine? Is that fine? Is that
yes,
awesome? Please write
yes,
down my email address there. The one that says @gmail.com, that's my email address. Please, nah? Please do me that favor. Please do me that favor. Yes. Please. Oh yes, guys. Also, this video will be also uploaded on YouTube. Please, it will be uploaded on YouTube under the Africa Teens channel. So please also check there, but it will be uploaded also on YouTube. But please also do take my email address. My email address is there. It's longwechiponosio@gmail.com. Just the name there @gmail.com. Please take my email address, and I will send you guys the slides. I will send you guys all the slides. Please take my email address, and also in the chat there is the link to the video. So see in the chat, there's the link to the video. So please take this. And it's bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.